What's up, YouTubers? So before we get started with this video, on first take, they're going to be talking about, are the Kansas City Chiefs too reliant on Patrick Mahomes? So let's see what they have to say about that.
I'm sorry, what the hell does he have to do other than throw the football? He's the quarterback. I'm too reliant on you to do your job. Your job is to throw the football. Travis Kelce's job is to catch the football. He caught 8 receptions for 108 yards on 12 targets yesterday. Tyreek Hill's job, catch the football. McCall Harbour's job, catch the football. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his job is to run the damn football. He averaged 4 yards a carry. I'm sorry, what the hell is the problem? What do you mean he said they're too reliant?
It's a little bit more complex than that.
On them. They ain't asking them to run the football. They ain't asking them to play special teams. They ain't asking them to be a cornerback or a linebacker or rush the passer. Your job is to quarterback the damn team. You stand behind center. You call plays sent in by Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid. You drop back the pass. You flick it to one of those dudes. I'm sorry. I didn't think how is his job different than what Derek Carr's job was? Derek Carr outplayed him yesterday. Let's call it what it is.
I'll definitely agree with that.
It won't happen often, but it's a rarity because Patrick Mahomes is that dude. But yesterday, he got outplayed because of Darren Waller, because of Henry Ruggs III with a 72-yard catch and a 46-yard catch, because of Josh Jacobs, because John Gruden and Mike Mayock are doing a hell of a job in Las Vegas. What happened is that they sat up there and watched a little film from Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots and what they did to neutralize the Kansas City Chiefs. And as a result, they didn't seem as potent as they normally do for most of the game. Their defense is ranked top 7. They're top 6 against the pass. They're 28th against the rush. But it's not like the Raiders were running all over them. Yesterday was a tough day. But I don't want to hear, oh, my goodness, you're asking this too much on Patrick Mahomes. You play quarterback. Any quarterback that played for the Kansas City Chiefs might not do it nearly as well as him, but their assignment, their actual job description would be the same. I stand behind center. I get the ball from the center. I drop back to pass. I throw it to the wide receiver over here or over there or the tight end here, or I hand it to the damn running back. And when nobody's open, I scramble. I'm sorry. I don't know any quarterback whose job description is different than that. So I don't want to hear that.
Well, I would say Lamar Jackson is relied on a lot for the Baltimore Ravens because I think he's like the leading rusher for his team and passer. So they're definitely relying on him. But I say the Kansas City Chiefs are relying on Patrick Mahomes too because obviously he's your bread and butter. He's one of, if not the best quarterback in the league at this point in time. And he did get outplayed by Derek Carr. I mean, it is what it is. Do I think that the trash now or anything like that? No, I don't think that at all. They just got outplayed. He just got outplayed by Derek Carr. So let's take a quick look at Patrick Mahomes' stats. So he went 22 for 43 for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and his QBR is 74.1. Let's take a quick look at Derek Carr's stats too. So he went 22 for 31 for 347 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and his QBR is 92.2. So needless to say, Derek Carr outplayed him. It is what it is. But you know, Kansas City Chiefs aren't trash now because they lost. They just lost.
Stephen A., are you trying to simplify playing quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Yes, I mean, that's literally what you're doing.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that your job description is, I said your job description. There are some who do it better than others, but your job description is what it is, playing that position.
But you're saying the job description of throwing and quarterback are the same thing. That's not true. The reality is this, yes, they've become too dependent on Patrick Mahomes. If
you can say the same thing with Deshaun Watson.
Just watch this game come out. Like, the Chiefs have become drunk on the inexplicable. Like, Patrick makes these inexplicable plays, and they just become fascinated with it. The yeah, but is always there. Like, all right, we stink on first down and second down, but Patrick's going to make a play. And they've become so reliant on that. Watching that football game yesterday, they're bad on first down, but Patrick will bail us out. They're bad on second down. Patrick is a bailout. We've got some injuries on our offensive line. Patrick will bail us out. And you know what? That's a fair mindset for fans to think, but organizationally and play calling wise, it's a very slippery slope to just continue to believe 15 is going to get it done. Did he have his best game? No. Their offensive line did not play well. He drifted in the pocket. Here's the thing. He threw the ball 43 times. After I watched the tape, the Raiders rushed 4 or 3 guys in 40 of those snaps. 40 out of 43. They literally said, you're not going to be disciplined enough to run the ball against us, especially on first and second down. You think that you can throw it against anybody all the time. And we're going to bet that as long as our 4 rushers play strategy football and don't get too past Patrick Mahomes, that we're not going to allow those rushing lanes or move up lanes, and we're going to play better defense than you'll play offense. So, yes, they've been.
Yeah, so again, I think they are kind of reliant on Patrick Mahomes. But like I said, that's their bread and butter. And as far as him, people saying that he's the GOAT, he's the best quarterback out there. There's one knock on him that I have, is him kind of having to come back. He spots teams like a touchdown or two. You can't be giving up 14 points and then have to fight your way back. That's not the sign of being the GOAT. That's not the sign of being the best quarterback when you have to constantly dig yourself out of a hole. Like I said in other videos, eventually it's going to come to a point where Patrick Mahomes isn't going to be able to come back when he spotted a team 14 points or 21 points. You just can't do it. And this is kind of what happened with the Raiders. Everybody's saying, oh, they'll come back. They'll be able to come back, bounce back like they always do. No. That's not being a GOAT. That's not being the best quarterback out there. You shouldn't be having to dig yourself out of a hole. You should be able to put yourself up at 14 points, 3 touchdowns, or 21 points, or whatever. Put yourself up and never be down. So that's one of the knocks I have on Patrick Mahomes, and it kind of manifested itself against the Las Vegas Raiders. So let's continue.
Become a little bit too reliant on Mahomes doing the things that we go, that doesn't even make sense.
And what would Max Kellerman and Dan Orlovsky would have nothing to do with that, huh? When you're sitting on the airways, oh man, this guy's great. I mean, this guy's fantastic. This Max Kellerman.
Things can be true.
Hold it. This is Max Kellerman. I've never seen anybody do this. I mean, I've never seen anybody do what I'm seeing Patrick Mahomes do. Excuse me. So Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy says, okay, I got Tyreek Hill. I got McCall Hardman. I got Sammy Watkins. I got one of the top 2 I believe to be the best tight end in football in Travis Kelce. And I'm not going to throw the damn football.
You see, I understand. I see that you're listening to the things I say and the things that Dan says, and you're an astute, you're a careful listener, and you frequently bring it up. Oh, I hear what you say. And you try to use people's words against them. Sometimes they never even use the words, and you claim they did.
That's a lie.
However, in this case, in this case, I'd like to remind you of something. Stephen A., how many times have you been on the airways lamenting the fact that, say, the Green Bay Packers haven't done enough to surround Aaron Rodgers with weapons, or
many times.
Years ago,
because they haven't.
The New Orleans Saints are too reliant on Drew Brees. Why don't they give him a defense, right? Like, you don't think that's going on right now a little bit with the Kansas City Chiefs, the way the defense has been playing? And they know they got an all-world Superman under center?
That's a disingenuous perspective to present to the American public, so allow me to retort. What I've done when I brought those things up is looking at a team spanning years and saying, damn, how many years are you going to put this guy in the same position and do nothing? Last time I checked, the Kansas City Chiefs are the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, playing Game 5 of their defense of their crown in this 2020 season. That's the last time I checked. When I said that about Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers ain't won a Super Bowl since 2010. Drew Brees ain't won a Super Bowl since 2009. And you continue to give them the same situations and conditions and personnel to play with. That's what I said in the past. That's entirely different than this.
2 years ago.
No, Max, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't talk about Patrick Mahomes being the best quarterback you've ever seen. He's the best quarterback in the league, and he can come back, nobody can beat him, and yada, yada, yada. And then, on the other hand, when he lost to the Las Vegas Raiders, you can't start coming up with excuses like, oh, well, his defense wasn't too good, or it was XYZ is why they lost, and yada, yada, yada. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You're going to have to stay consistent. Either nobody can beat this guy, and Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback you've ever seen, or he's not. You can't switch it up when he loses and then start coming up with all these excuses. I'm not dumping on Patrick Mahomes. I'm just going by the things that I see, especially with the whole, spotting teams a touchdown or 2 or even 3 with 21 points and then have to dig himself out of that hole and come back and win. Like I said before, that's only going to be cool for so long before, how long is he going to be able to spot teams points before he won't be able to come back? Because that's not the sign of a great quarterback or the best ever. It's always be in a hole and dig yourself out. You're not supposed to be in a hole. That's not good.
The Chiefs were too reliant on Mahomes. The defense wasn't good enough. Last year, they got a better defense. They weren't overly reliant on Mahomes. And this year resembles more like 2 years ago to me so far than last year. That's fair.
And Stephen A., let me make this point, because you bring up the coaches, and you're like, oh, well, they have so many weapons that they should throw the ball every play. That's your job as a coach. You literally just said you expect them not to throw the ball because they have Tyreek Hill.
I didn't say every play. That's ad-libbing on your part.